Alrighty, we're pleased to have on today from Unionville, Ontario. He's the men's college golf coach for the Florida Gators golf team, JC Deacon. JC, thanks for jumping on the podcast, man.
Thanks for having me, guys. No problem.
This is big time now. Now we're into the Div 1 schools of golf. The boys are buzzing. JC, first off, I want to know, so Unionville, growing up there, were you born and raised? Walk us through a young JC.
Yeah, born and raised in Unionville, just east, I guess, of Markham. And hockey was the first thing I knew. I had an older brother and got me into sports immediately and fell in love with hockey. That's all I can really remember growing up. We had a kind of a barn close to our house that had a wood floor, and we played in there all winter, was on the ice when we could be, and just loved the Leafs. And then kind of got older and had that same hockey motion, and found golf one day. Luckily, my dad kind of fell in love with golf, and then just got better at that faster than I was getting better at hockey, and kind of found a career in it. And then, geez, I'm turning 40 next year, so it's a lot has happened, but I certainly miss Canada, but I haven't lived there since I was 16 years old. So it's been a long time away from the homeland.
Well, you look 20, and I have to ask, you and your brother are probably like young blood, hey, using that barn for hockey?
We were so lucky. We had this barn that was probably 200 yards away from our house, and then a pond that froze over naturally in the winter. So on the days when it was too warm, we were up in the barn playing hockey. And then the days it was cold and the ice was proper, we were down there. Literally, I lived playing hockey from age kind of 3 to 15. It was an amazing way to grow up. And my brother beat the crap out of me. So he always raised the stakes, made it really hard on me. And sorry, my daughter's walking out here, but it was great growing up with him, and we still share a really tight bond. But he got me into all the sports, and just a blast growing up with the hockey background. I really miss it, and don't miss if I'm at home, I watch every Leaf game I can. I really love it, and it's been a bit of a pain in the ass watching the Lightning, because Tampa Bay is about an hour and a half from where I live now, and obviously they're pretty much the force in the NHL year in and year out. And being a bitter Toronto Maple Leaf fan, it's hard to watch all the success they're enjoying.
Dude, you got to get the ESPN Plus package.
Like I watch every Leaf game. It's just There's like these kids that play on my golf team now. Tyler Wilkes is one of them. He was freaking born in 2001. And he's a huge Lightning fan and chirps me daily because they have 2 cups, consecutively. And I have never seen one in my lifetime for the Leafs. So it's,
dude, you have these go ahead.
No, just taking crap from these guys who, they're born in the sunshine. They don't know what, skating on an open ice rink even means, but that's okay. We deserve it.
They've never been in a corner battle in their life.
Exactly. They don't know.
Having kids on your team that age, that makes you feel old. I'm not saying you are. I'm just saying, like, you just saying 2001. I'm like, God, I remember it like it was yesterday.
Yeah, unfortunately, next November I got a big birthday coming up. I'm turning 40, so I think old is starting to find me. I don't feel that bad, but it's coming.
Oh, you look 50. So
JC,
I feel
you're going next. Oh, sorry, did I cut you off there? Go on. Sorry.
No, you're fine. Keep going.
Okay, I want to talk about because obviously I've done some homework here. I heard you're an elite golfer as a junior and amateur, and carried on there. But when did you figure it out and go, hey, like, I'm pretty good at this golf game thing here, and let's start playing some tournaments and start competing in junior events?
I loved it. I was lucky enough. I grew up in Unionville, and the house that I lived in backed onto York Downs Golf Club, which, from what I've heard, I hadn't been back there for a while, but I think it's sold. It's going to turn into real estate here soon in Unionville, which was tough to hear. But my house backed onto it, so I'd get home from school every day that we had decent weather and just went out there until dark and played and played and played. It was just another way for me to compete. Always been super competitive. I think it's probably because my brother, but just, you know, whatever it was we were doing, you know, when we sat at dinner, it was like, who could eat the most food and who could eat it the fastest. I always wanted to compete, and golf was like a way to compete in the summer. So just got into that. And it was probably, my dad got me to play in, like, it used to be called the OGA, Ontario Golf Association. I think it's called the GAO now. He got me to play an event when I was 11, and I didn't play good. It was in Aurelia, probably shot like, I think I shot 85, 79, if I'm correct. But the 79, I was like, damn, I broke 80 in a tournament. Like, this is awesome. I love this. I was telling my dad on the way home, like, I'm playing professional golf for sure. I shot 79 today. And then, so it's just my goal for the next year to get better. Played a little better the next year. And then when I was 13, I won the Ontario Bantam tournament. And that was it. Like, I got a taste of winning, and just loved it. Loved competing. And when I was 15, it started to get serious. Kind of got a couple looks from US colleges and stuff like that. But I was still playing, I guess I was playing midget hockey at that point for the Markham Islanders. And my dad's just like, look, you've always wanted to be a pro athlete. If you're going to do one of them, I think the time's to pick it now. And so he was unbelievable, most supportive dad you could ever ask for. Found a way to get me down to Florida for my last 2 years of high school. So I went down to Florida. I just love to practice golf more than hockey. My mom used to drop me off at 7 a.m. in the summers. She had to go to work, drop me off at 7 a.m. and then she'd pick me up at 7 p.m. on our way home. And the days went by so fast. I was literally out there for 12 hours at York Downs, and they were the fastest days of my life. So I'm like, shoot, I want to do that forever. So went to Florida for high school and got a scholarship at UNLV. And that's where I actually ended up meeting Tori. And it's, you know, just, golf's been amazing to me. What an unbelievable sport. And just something I really believe in, and it's given me a better life than I could have ever imagined.
First of all, you met me on the Canadian tour, not UNLV. But
well, I know that, but
okay.
You know it. Yes, I know.
How do you get paired with Waz every tournament? Okay.
That goes way back now. Old Chris, what's he doing?
I don't know exactly. He's working just like he's working a management job in Lethbridge.
What a player.
Yeah. Dude, I'm trying to get him on. I promise. I told Drew, like, every week when it's like, who are we going to have on? I'm like, I'll try to get Waz. But he's like, I ain't going to be a good guest. It's like, dude, you'd be deadly.
He'd be a fantastic guest. He was so good at golf. Freak talent, hit it forever. It's so hard. It's so hard to make it. And like, even with, you know, Graham Dillette, who's a good buddy of mine, you know, he's found some other, you know, ways that are kind of impinging him right now. Like, one of the best players ever, most talented guy you'll ever meet. And he just kind of had some back injuries that are getting in the way, but crazy sport. I love how close the world is. Like, I can't believe we're sitting here doing this now. We met a while ago through this game, and I guess that's probably what the best part about it is the golf world's really tight, and kind of remains that way. So I'm enjoying it, trying to milk it at this level.
The greatest sport on earth.
It really is.
All right, Turner, you're up.
All right. Sticking with your amateur golf here, is there any memories that kind of stick out to you that you took with throughout your golf career?
Yeah, definitely. The 2005 US Amateurs is probably the best memory I ever have in golf. I wasn't playing great at the time, kind of okay, up and down, kind of wondering if I was going to turn pro or not. It was just as I graduated college, and ended up making it to the semifinals of USAM at Marion. And it was just the most amazing week. My family was down there, got to kind of be involved in it, see the whole thing go down, beat some really good players along the way. Andrew Parr in the first round. which is a highlight I still kind of hold over his head. But it was an awesome week. Something I'll never forget. The way I got beat in the semifinals was absolutely insane. Mark Leon, who was my assistant coach for the last 3 years here at Florida, his brother actually found the video, so we were able to see the video of it again last year. But yeah, just that week and coming so close. I was 1 up with 2 to go in the semifinals, and if you make the finals, obviously at the USAM, you get into the Masters, and I think the British Open, and I was 1 hole away from that, and it didn't happen. But that's golf, and but definitely probably the best memory that I have from amateur golf was my last week as an amateur.
So
No kidding.
So speaking of that match, and this could be totally inaccurate. I just talked to a buddy who was from Ontario. He said when you were 1 up, 2 to go, the guy holed out on 17. Is that true?
Yeah, that was
and then
that
hit
was
the
what I
stick
was
on 18 or something like that.
Yeah, that's what I was getting at. It was the craziest story. I was 1 up with 2 to go, and I was first to hit on 16. I striped it. Marion number 17's par 3, probably 230, 240, something like that. I remember hitting a 2-iron to the front left of the green. I had 15 feet for birdie, and he pull hooked it up on the hill on the left in this long, like that typical ryegrass, like brutal Northeast grass. And this is funny story for you guys. We're walking off the tee, and my caddy Bobby, who was at the club, I said the cardinal sin of golf, and what a lesson for everyone. I go, bro, we're going to the Masters, and it was over.
Oh.
He was so far left on a downslope, too short-sighted. He was dead, and I was 12. There was no way I was 3-putting, and he takes this big hack. I'll never forget it. It's still imprinted in my mind. It 1 bounces in the long rough, trickles into the fringe, just gets going down on the green, and I swear to God, it rolled right in the hole with cup speed. It was perfect. And I miss my 12-footer. And like, is that not a good lesson right there, not to get ahead of yourself? So
never over.
No. And then, yeah, he flared it. He flared a couple on 18, ended up hitting the NBC TV tower, and then got a drop from that and hit the stick from 60 or 70 yards and made par. And I didn't get up and down, and I lost that fast. It was like the biggest 20-minute Mongolian reversal you've ever seen.
I can't even imagine being that close playing in the Masters. Close I ever got was playing in a U.S. mid, let alone being in the semis of the USAM.
How is your game these days?
Oh, I'm terrible. I don't play anymore, but
no,
it was good about 4 years ago. But
okay,
I could take Waz for sure.
I don't know. Waz it's never going to leave that boy. He's good.
No,
he's good.
Yeah, he shot like 61-62 at his club championship, won by like 17.
Exactly.
Gross.
Exactly. What course does he play at?
God, Drew, what's that one in Lethbridge? Something Canyon or something?
Paradise Canyon.
Paradise Canyon.
There you go.
There it is.
Still doing his thing up there.
Oh, yeah.
JC, I wanted to ask, you mentioned UNLV. That's the Rebels, I believe.
Yep.
What was that like? The experiences, obviously, with college and, golf, but how did your recruitment work? Because I know nowadays there's the whole NCSA and send a video into every coach, and someone that knows someone that knows someone. Like, a little different probably when you were going to try and go down south. Just walk us through that recruitment process, I guess.
Yeah, no, it's a great question because it's changed a lot. So I was lucky when I was 16, played in the US Junior, and the first round I shot 65, and it was the best round of my life to that day. It was obviously great timing, but that kind of got a bunch of people to notice me. And then all of a sudden, I had played halfway decent in Canada, so they looked up those scores and they were solid. And then I kept having some success. And so I had some pretty good schools looking at me. And then Coach Dwayne Knight, I'll never forget it. I hit this great drive on the 15th hole at the Magnolia course down at Disney World, and walk around the corner, and he was standing there, and he said, "Geez, great drive." And I said, "Thanks, coach." They were one of the best programs in the country at the time. I knew exactly who he was. He never knew who I was. But I hit this drive, and then a week later, I got a letter from them and ended up getting in touch with UNLV. And I went on a visit out to Vegas, and just being with him, getting to play Shadow Creek obviously was a huge part of the decision. But being around him and how solid of a person he was, he had played on tour and had a great pedigree, and I just thought that was someone I wanted to be around. And Mike, it was crazy living in Vegas, but awesome 4-year college experience. I absolutely loved it.
No kidding. That's unreal.
I'd be dead if I went to school in Vegas.
Everyone says that, but you got to find a way to keep her going and stay out of trouble.
The guys from Subpar were talking to Dre about that. It's like how he went from Oregon State to UNLV to like golf rehab. It's like, yeah, that's a good step.
Dre's a different story because he was a transfer my second year, and he was doing everything to get into trouble. We were trying to keep him out of trouble. He would not have made it through. He'll admit to it if it wasn't for Ryan Moore. Ryan Moore bailed that dude out more times than you can ever imagine. But by the end of it, Andre turned into an All-American, and as you know, the rest is history. He played on the PGA Tour and has been a super successful guy. He was down in Cabo last week too, playing in that Pros and Joes event, and great guy, and an amazing career that I think would never have happened if he wasn't around Ryan and maybe around that UNLV program. So it's pretty cool to see that all unfold.
Yeah, like that was going to be my next question. Like, what was it like playing college with talents like him, like yourself, obviously, Ryan Moore and Dre? Like, did you say you roomed with Ryan?
Yeah. So I first day I was ever in Vegas, I'll never forget. It was like 115 degrees coming from Canada. I'm like, oh my God! Like I didn't know what that was.
It's a dry heat.
No shirt, no
People
pants.
say that, but yeah, it's like if someone turns the hair dryer on high heat and blowing it right in your face, that's what it feels. It's hot. Walk in the room and there's Ryan Moore. Never really had heard of him. That was my roommate, and this kid from Puyallup, Washington, and just had a swagger about him and a serious confidence. And the first time we went and played, I think the next day I was like, oh my God, I thought I was pretty good. And then I just got rinsed immediately by this kid from Washington. He was so much better than I was, and I spent 4 years trying to keep up with him. So I'm thankful for it, but he whipped my ass for 4 years. That's for sure.
That's what makes you good, though, man. Having competition.
Got to be around better. You know, if you're the biggest fish all the time, it's hard to learn and learn new shots and get better. But Ryan he was special.
This episode is not about me, but I remember in college, like our number one, like I always just thought every tournament, if I can keep up with him. What did you say, Drew?
No, continue.
You don't want any of this. But just that kind of thing. Like I was a 2, he was a 1, and I just always thought if I can keep up with him, then I'm doing something right. And then after a year, you get to be number 1, sort of thing. Like you just I think the inter team competition is huge.
I just think that's the biggest beauty of college golf, is being around 10 or 11 guys that are all as good as you or better than you or in your same age. Like our guys this past fall, we've got great weather obviously down here in Florida, and they're playing 6 and 7 balls every afternoon at 2:00. Like, when are you going to have that again in your life? It's just really, really hard to replicate that. And I think those are some of the things the guys will look back as the best memories in their life. But they're having fun, but at the same time, you know, you're learning from some other guys that have different shots than you, different games than you, different backgrounds than you, that you know, just have different knowledge. And I think that's what makes college golf so special. Is it's not just the coaches that you're coming to learn from. Your teammates can be just as valuable.
Mm-hmm.
JC, I want to bring up the Canadian Tour. You played a couple, I think 2 to 3 years. I want to talk pro golf. I love it. Transition like from college to going pro was the next jump. that much harder? Just walk us through your pro career.
Yeah, so I started on the Gateway Tour down in West Palm Beach. I had a great sponsor named Robert Bradshaw, kind of got me started, got me going. And I'll never forget it. My first tournament ever down in West Palm, made the cut. And I think I made like $2,000 after making the cut. And the entry fee is probably like $750 or something like that. So wasn't a ton of profit, but I thought I was the richest guy in the whole world. It was the greatest feeling.
Felt rich for sure.
Right. And I made the second cut and made a little bit more money. And I just fell in love with that process. And I remember probably fourth or fifth event, missed a cut by a shot. And I had done something really stupid, chased a pin or, tried to jam a 15-footer and 3-putted. I can't remember exactly what it was, but when you can attach a value to it, a monetary value, I think that helps you improve significantly. And I battled with that as a coach in college, because these guys, as an amateur golfer in college, it doesn't really matter if you screw up. It does matter for them in the moment and for our team, but there's no real consequences for it. You just get to go back and go to school and you go play the next tournament. Well, yeah. I need to teach them the urgency of it. And so the best I learned in pro golf was, man, when you look the next day and see the purse, and damn, man, that like shooting for that pin and hitting in the water cost me $2,000. It's like, I am never going to do that again. And you learn so fast. And yeah, that was my big moment in pro golf. And I think after my second year, I felt like it was good enough to maybe move on. And I went to Q school back up at Royal Ashburn, up in Ontario there. And I remember my brother caddied for me, and I played great in the Q school, won it, came first, was a medalist, and got my Canadian Tour card, and had 3 years out there. And I loved it. Some of the best times of my life, traveling around with the boys, and a lot of fun Sunday and Monday nights. But just, I got a fair shot at it. I had 4.5 really good years where I was supported. And my third year on the Canadian Tour, I was super average out there. And Coach Knight just happened to call me at the end of the year and said, "Hey, my assistant coach job just came open, and I want you to take it. I think you'd be good at it." And I was dead broke. And I love golf, but I wasn't beating, like, I played with Graham a lot. James Love was another guy, Richard Scott. Some of these Canadian guys who I grew up with, they're just better than me. And I think the writing was on the wall, and got into coaching. And probably, it's weird, since I started coaching is the best golf I've ever played in my life, which makes no sense because I never practice anymore. And I have 3 kids, and I'm trying to get these other guys to play well, but I play the best golf I've ever played now, which is, never going to figure golf out. But anyways, four-letter word.
That's going to come up in a little bit. Your current success. I'm surprised Richard Scott didn't make it. He seemed like such a stud.
Probably biggest surprise to all of us that knew Dickie growing up. The purest golf swing you've ever seen in your life. He never really believed in his putting. And I think that's probably what held him back. He flushed it every day, all day. I'm actually going to see him on Tuesday, which is cool.
That's cool.
I'm playing golf with him down in Sea Island on Tuesday. So it'd be fun to reminisce. But he won a national championship at the University of Georgia. I think he won, I want to say 3 Canadian AMs in a row. 3?
2 or 3, and he might have sprinkled a junior in there too. I'm not sure.
He was nasty. Yeah. And all of us were surprised that he didn't make it, but he's got a family now, and he's doing great. So everything happens for a reason.
Yeah,
absolutely.
So you're talking about coaching, like, so what would you say your style or philosophy is?
Oof, good question.
Like, do you try to tell them what you would do, or do you try, like, do you teach them, as in like you're giving them lessons, or because every coach is kind of different?
Yeah, this is a weird question, because I coach hockey. Like, how do you, like, prep a game? Are you like, you have a lineup card, like, you know, you dumping pucks in, like, what are you doing with your golf shots? Like, fill me in here.
Short
I
chips.
saw on your email. How old are the kids that you're coaching?
17 to 21.
Okay, so you're in the same boat as I am. So I don't know if it's like that for you, but college golf coaching is I'd say probably 70-75% off the golf course, and just getting these guys to manage their lives, exactly. To get into a structure, to take care of school, girls, all the distractions that come at you at the University of Florida, helping them manage that. And then the golf, a lot of them come here with swing coaches, come here with mental coaches. So it's, we're I guess a small piece of the puzzle. But I try and have a relationship with all the guys. I love it. I don't recruit guys that I don't really like and don't want to have here and don't want to hang out with on a daily basis, because we're with our guys from August kind of 20th till June 1st. We're with our guys pretty much every day. So it's a lot of time. So just getting them to be good guys, getting them to work really hard, getting them to have a great attitude. Those are kind of three big pillars in our program. And, I think you try and pass on some of the lessons you've learned, but some guys listen and some guys don't. And it's a battle trying to figure out, it's same for you with hockey. It's one guy's super coachable, and you tell him to do one thing, and the next shift he's doing it and executing. And same as golf, like course management's the biggest thing these guys need to learn. And you can tell some guys 10 times and they don't figure it out. So it can be frustrating too.
Yeah.
So do you think, do you take a lot of stuff that your coach was it Dwayne Knight? Was that his name?
Yeah.
Did you take a lot of stuff from him, or do you kind of take his stuff and throw your own spin on it?
Yeah, a lot of like the base principles. Great question. He's so successful for so long. I tried to copy what he's done and what I learned through him. I had a great experience. All my teammates did. And he just had a lot of success, I guess, for about 40 years straight there. So it didn't seem like there was much to change, but I feel like the kids are changing now. They don't really respond to being coached as hard. Like Coach Knight coached us hard. If you didn't play well, you were told that. Yes, you did. You heard about it. And kids these days, man, you got to be really careful because they're way more sensitive. I think the parents, unfortunately, are a lot more sensitive, and their egos are tied to their kids' success and stuff. But it's a tough one. We're in an interesting spot right now because we have just a ton of talent on our team. We're loaded, and we had a really disappointing fall. So, and in the end of the day, that falls on me, falls on the head coach, and I got to figure out how to get these guys going. And it's weird with golf because sometimes in hockey I feel like it's effort and maybe structure a little bit, but golf, you got to hit it good. You got to make putts. So it's a lot of the preparation that goes in before the tournaments. It's important. So it's been a challenge, but I love it. Like I love this job, love working with guys these age and help, molding them into hopefully becoming more successful than I was.
I have a question here. So like not video on their swing, but like, do you guys like do video on like courses and whatnot? Or is that a dumb question?
Yeah, no, it's not a dumb question at all. Like the preparation leading into a golf tournament's huge. So we'll have a yardage book. Scott Fawcett with Decade now does like this Google map book for us every week. So you see kind of like an overhead picture of each hole and and plan out your strategy. Absolutely. Like there's so much that goes into that. I think that's one thing our guys could get a lot better at. We try to tell them, over and over again, like, you don't have to hit it perfect. That's not what golf's all about, but you gotta have a plan. You gotta, be planning one shot ahead. And I think when you're 18 or 19, it's pretty hard to do that. So definitely, strategic preparation planning is huge into what we're trying to teach these guys. And hopefully all these lessons are going to sink in coming up this spring.
Hey, this is funny. So Turner, he caddied for me this summer in like my amateur events. We're not getting to the scores, but
I was good. I had my guy.
Turner's wearing his caddy hat that he was wearing all summer. He's wearing it tonight. He's ready.
Yeah, I'm in summer mode here.
So
You look good.
my cousin is a caddy on the PGA tour. Wow, spit that out, Drew. And when I was 15, I played an event in Alberta, and I I remade my own yardage book, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
And he looked at it and he was like, "Let me do one for you." And he like made one up like with a pencil and draw it up and highlighters, and like, it was unbelievable. I can only imagine what the yardage books that you guys have for your players and just pro golfers. It's banana land. Mine was a joke. You stick man, like that's a bunker. Yeah.
Yeah. You're bringing up a great story though, because I just was really lucky enough to hire a new assistant coach this August named Dudley Hart, and Dudley played on the PGA Tour for 30 almost 30 years. And when you look at his yardage books, oh my God, there's 8 different colors of highlighter. There's notes everywhere. He doesn't miss a thing in preparation. And just having him around our guys is such an unbelievable experience for these guys to see what kind of detail a seasoned PGA Tour player put into their job. It's a job, you know, when you're trying to play for a living and pay your bills with golf, it's a job, whether you want to look at like that or not. And Dudley does a great job. It's funny you brought up the highlighters, because his yardage books are more colorful than any rainbow you've ever seen. It's unbelievable. So
love it.
So I remember I was caddying for Waz, and we were paired with you. You shot 62 at Dakota in Saskatchewan there, and you had the long putter. What's your view on the long putter issue? Because I've used it before and I loved it.
You shot 62 at the dunes?
Like it was nothing.
I think it was 63. It was I was 70 the first.
Deeks, it was 62.
Yeah.
Well, do you know my cousin? Dale
I'll take your word for it. Yes, Dale's a stud. I just saw Dale not that long ago. He was at I still work with a player who played in the PGA Championship. I guess it was last year in San Francisco, and Dale was there caddying for what's his name? Great player, Abe Answer, of course. Okay. And I had lunch with Dale and got to catch up with him. Him and his older brother Ryan was the same age as me. Great guy, great player growing up, and definitely I've just stayed in touch with Dale. That's hilarious.
Okay. Sorry. Yeah. I wanted to put 2 and 2. I was doing some math in my head. Didn't mean to cut you off, Tori, but it is my podcast. So anyhow,
it's fine. I was just wondering what your thoughts are on like, should it be illegal? Should it be legal? What do you think?
Oh man. Well, it's been okay. So I was putting really bad at the Ontario Amateur in 2004, and this all goes back to hockey. I was way out of the tournament. It was Thursday night, and I had a men's league game that I was playing at back home at the time. And I'm like, you know what? I'm just going to go play. I don't care. I'm not going to win the Ontario Am. I'm going to go out with the boys, have a skate, and I'll go play the next day. Whatever, it doesn't matter. So I'm in the dressing room before the hockey game, and the guy's like, "Hey, how you doing this week? How's it going?" I'm like, "I'm striping it. I just can't make a putt. Like, I don't know what's going on. I can't make anything. It's so bad. I'm in like 30th place. Sucks." And they're like, "Why don't you try one of those long putters? It's like a hockey stick." And I'm like, "You know what? I'm gonna try it." So I didn't do it the next day, but a couple days after the Ontario Am, I tried it. First round I ever put it in play. I had 24 putts, and it was natural for me.
What?
Felt really good. And then when they banned anchoring on it, I took it off my chest, and it's been even better since then. So
you're still using it?
Oh yeah. I got a Bettinardi. Sam Bettinardi has become a good buddy of mine. He made me a custom long putter with a little line on the top, and putting's by far the best part of my game now.
They have that hooked, like
the banana.
Scotty.
Oh yeah, the Scotty Cameron banana. Yeah, it was good to me.
We used to call it the titty putter.
It looks like a hot dog almost. Yeah,
but
Dale Vallely would love it.
Oh
yeah. Dale Trail.
But I,
Yes,
I don't get
exactly.
why that's illegal, but you can have it riding your entire arm, like like Cooch style.
That to me doesn't make any. I think that's where the hole in the rule lies. Like that doesn't make any sense.
In my opinion,
you can either anchor. Yeah, you can either anchor it or you can't. So
Yeah.
you got to pick one. You can't anchor it on your forearm. What's the difference between anchoring it into your chest? So I think they'll probably address that. I think they realize that it's probably not as big of an issue as they thought it was. The figuring out the distance and the golf ball and that type of stuff's obviously been a lot bigger pain in the ass for everyone. So
to me, if it was that big of an advantage, everyone would do it.
Yeah.
That's it. And I mean, I wish, like I watched Tiger Woods and his son Charlie today. Like they just have the most beautiful putting strokes you've ever seen in your life. Like I'd like to do that too. When you put a short putter in my hand and I just, for whatever reason, I don't putt as good. So I'd love to putt with short putter, just not happening for this guy.
All right,
Right
JC and the boys, we're going to our segment called Questions from the Gallery here, brought to you by Molson Coors. Meet New Busy Hard Seltzer with 100 calories per 355 milliliters. This variety pack has something for everyone to enjoy, including pineapple mango, blueberry pomegranate, strawberry kiwi, and black cherry lime flavors. And there's a whole ton more flavors. So check them out, drink them, but do responsibly and don't drink and drive. Molson Coors, how are you? All right. JC.
Strawberry kiwi's a wagon.
Oh, yeah.
You're such a clown.
All right. My first question now, because now I'm doing some math here. So this whole 40 minutes, what is your handicap? Hold on. Before I answer that question, what was your handicap at your best and your handicap? No. Yeah. And now.
I think like there's a little money game in Gainesville, and they keep very tight stats, and they're playing me off a +3 right now. It's
that's it.
Probably
It's
probably the best I've ever been. So
that's
I would
stealing
say right now. Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
You're a +3 handicap your whole life? Come on.
No. I was probably a +3 by my freshman, sophomore year of college. Then I got worse for about 5 years and then got into coaching. And then the last 5 years have definitely been the best golf I've ever played in my life. No doubt.
Deeks, you're so full of crap. I've been a +4 before and you could smoke me in your sleep.
Hey, you're shooting 62, dude. You're a +6.5. You're giving me
I don't know.
shots.
They tell me I'm a +3, so I'm gonna. That's
I bet you're smiling all day about that.
Money matches, boys. Never say your real handicap.
Yeah.
Right. The match is always won on the first tee, no doubt. Yeah.
I'm a 7 actually now.
18 shot a hole, boys.
Yeah.
All right, next one, boys.
Who's going, me?
Whichever.
Okay. Deeks. So you brought up earlier about the Florida Open, that you're playing better now than ever. But like winning the Florida Open twice, that's got to be pretty awesome. Like, were you playing against your own players in that?
Yeah. Finally, it's been I guess not a running joke for them because they don't think it's very funny, but one of my guys, John Dubois, shot this past summer. He shot 65 in the final round and beat me. He was the first player that's beat me in the tournament. So it was
you caught him the next day.
No, I need Doobie. Doobie's a stud. We need him this spring. So I was happy to have him beat me, but I sure as hell didn't let him beat me. But no, I don't know what happened. I just started coaching, and you watch really good players every day do it, and you watch what makes them successful. You watch what holds them back. And I think I learned more in my first 2 or 3 years as a head coach here than I learned in 20 years of playing. And you just, you're out there on the golf course, and I might not have been practicing as much, but you're like, man, I'm not going to do that, or I'm not going to do this. And you just get smarter. And it is such a mental game. The other thing is like, I don't have to play good anymore. So it's fun for me. I get to go out and ride in a cart, and and just enjoy it and have a blast. And you know, my little girl Dylan, I'm looking over at her right now. Like she doesn't care what I shoot. She has no idea of the competition that was involved in my past. So, you know, like the perspective has changed a lot. When I was playing on the Canadian Tour, I still remember, you know, some of the nightmare nights when you miss a cut by one or whatever it was, and you feel like your whole world's over and caving in. And I look back on it now, like, God, I was so stupid and just looked at it all the wrong way. But, you know, I guess that's what getting old and smarter is all about.
We've all been there.
Yes, unfortunately.
I'll go again. Shit.
No, Rip's
Are you
up.
still
Right.
okay? Well,
Jeez, roll tide.
Jesus, yeah. Buzzing over there. All right. My dad had a fucking, what was it? Gin and tonic, or no, gin and soda after a round today. And he was like, this is unreal. He's like, this, you gotta ask this in your next interview. So what's your favorite after round beverage?
Oh, easy answer. And it goes along with the sponsorship I heard earlier. Ice cold Molson Canadian, served in a pint glass on a patio, is just some of my favorite memories that I have in the game when I was legally allowed to do it back home, with my brother and with the boys, and going over the bets and adding up the scorecard with a cold pint in front of you. That's some of the best times of my entire life.
patio is
thank
key.
you,
Love it.
Beaks. You
Yep.
just locked in a 3-year deal with Molson and the boys. Thanks, Stu.
Yeah.
All right. Have you ever been to Saskatchewan besides, no, that doesn't count now because you played the Dunes. Dumb question. Favorite course in
Yep.
Saskatchewan?
Stay hot.
I've only played 2 of them. But Dakota Dunes, I remember vividly. I played there, I think 3 times, those 3 years in a row that I was out on the Canadian Tour. And it has like a super soft spot for me. It was my best tournament by far. I think I finished in the top 10, maybe all 3 years.
Nice.
Had my best chance to win there. Shots, I still think it was a 63, but Tor's giving me credit for 62, so I'll take it. But best round that I tied it, I think 1 year in Montreal, but just some awesome memories. We had a lot of fun because Dillette had a bunch of hookups there, so and was very well connected. So we had a lot of fun after the tournament, before the tournament, and just some great weeks for sure. And just for me growing up, I always followed a lot of guys that played hockey. So going through some of those hockey cities, and just being around those names that I'd heard growing up forever was really special for me. It was neat.
Y'all were hanging out with Jockey, I think.
Yes,
Didn't you
saw
stay with him?
Where did I see him? We did. I saw him not too long ago, and he's got a guy saw him. He was wearing a suit. He's got like a great job. He's killing it. I'm like, man, what happened? You've really turned it around. He's what a great guy he was, and just some really good memories. The Chalky, that's hilarious. Yeah, he had that city dialed. Saskatoon was his.
Yeah.
Yes.
No, he's kicking ass in real estate right now.
Yeah, that's what it was. Real estate. I can't remember where I saw him, but
Who's Jockey?
he's doing great. So
Jeff Will.
Oh, that guy's a weapon.
Yeah.
There it is.
yes, definition of. Yes.
Used to be a man rocket, getting a little older now. Nope. Sorry, Jeff.
I think he even might have had a kid too. So he's slowed down a little bit. Yeah,
A little bit.
which is good.
But are you still ripping 3-wood off the deck?
I've come a long way from that. My driver is starting to cooperate, but I still think that was probably one of the reasons why I didn't make it. I think you look at some of the best players in the world today, especially the best players on my team. They drive it so well. It's obviously long. I think speed has become such an integral part of the game, but they hit it so straight and so consistently. And when you drive it good and I don't care if it's 270 to 320, if you're in the fairway all day long, God, it's pretty hard to screw it up from there. So no, 3-wood off the deck. If I need it, yes, but no, I'm teeing it as high as I can and trying to get some carry distance out of it these days.
When I looped for you and against you, you just do that all day at Dakota. You barely touch driver.
I know.
You'd rip it as far as you hit your driver. It was unreal.
I hit it pretty good. I had that. It was that Titleist little. It was like a dark gray PT 13-degree 3-wood, and I could just smash that thing forever. You were right. I didn't really need the driver at that time, but you look at the guys in the PJ Tour. I mean, they're just machines off the tee, and that was one thing I was missing. But I remember that 3-wood. I still got it somewhere.
Oh yeah,
that thing was good to me.
My last one here. Travel schedule, and how many Saskatchewan players have you seen come to that program, and will you see any come to that program?
So we our travel schedule is 4 tournaments in the fall, and then usually 8 in the.
Oh, sorry, I lied. I want to know, like, you're as a coach scout, like, did you do the recruiting, right? Yeah.
Yes.
So are you like flying around and like PJing everywhere?
Yeah. So no, I wish I was PJing. Not as much PJing. A lot of Southwest and Delta. But that's fine. That's fine. That's fine. Yeah, I'm gone probably, I don't know, 20 to 25 weeks a year, something like that. Usually for 3 or 4 days for our tournaments, and then in the summer gets really busy with recruiting. You go to these junior golf tournaments for 2 or 3 days, and recruiting is obviously the most important part of our job. You got to get the right guys. You got to get great players who are going to sustain it for a long time and be great representatives of the school. So I love that part of my job. It's super competitive and really fun getting to know these young guys. But yeah, the travel's a ton. And then hitting on your Saskatchewan question, I've had Eric Banks was here. He's from Truro, Nova Scotia. He was here when I got here, and he's the only Canadian that's played for me to this point. I sure would love to have some more. So we're working on it. We've come close on a few and hasn't quite worked out, but Canadians have an affinity for Florida. So I feel like I'm not doing a good enough job that we haven't had some more down here. So I'm working on it going forward. I promise.
Love it.
Drew,
Awesome.
Drew, I got 2 quick ones.
Turner has one first though, Tori.
Okay. Sorry.
What's mine?
It's right there.
Yeah,
Where'd my tooth go?
You jumped out of the Zoom on that one.
yeah, I'm all over.
It's number 5 there. Number 5.
Number 5. All right, ultimate foursome. Here we go.
Oh, such a great question.
Yeah.
It would be my dad, who got me into the game for sure. Such great memories with him. Be my older brother, just because there's no one in the world that I'd rather beat than my older brother. And then Tiger Woods for sure would be our 4th. Just he's my mentor, my idol. Always looked up to him forever, and still to this day it was awesome watching him out there today, coming back from that. So if I ever got in that group, that would be dream day. I could shut her down after that.
That sounds deadly.
Yeah.
All right. Here's my 2 quickies. A, what's your favorite course you've ever played?
Oh, tie between Augusta National and Carnoustie. Yeah, sorry.
Augusta? Oh man.
I played Augusta. Yep.
Our heads are falling off.
Played Augusta, dream come true, and everyone that builds it up, it's like this thing, this fairy tale land that you see since you're a kid, and you get out there and it's better than you could imagine. Like we played in, I guess it was January 2019, and January, cold morning, and it was freezing, and the greens were still so good. The fairways were perfect. Like all the memories were there. You can like picture all the shots. It was definitely one of the best days of my life. Sorry, boys. Yeah, it's still very vivid there.
Oh my.
Hoping one day I get to go back. But Augusta and Carnoustie over in Scotland, got to play there, and that was a really, really special place too. I'm very blessed, very lucky.
He's like Bubba Watson or something.
I've been lucky.
Would you shoot at Augusta?
You know what? I'll never forget it. I poured in the pin was back left on 16 on the par 3 there, and I hit a good shot just on line and short. Had like 20 feet. I was one over. Poured it in to get to even. I was so pumped. I'm like, just let me shoot 72 on my first round at Augusta National, and like the absolute plug that I am, I bogeyed 17 and 18 and shot 74. So 2 over, which wasn't bad, but I would have given anything to go par and shoot even.
That's still deadly. My next,
I would shoot a 180 at Augusta to play there. I would of course.
So I've
I'll
never
tell you
played
what,
it.
the first tee, and I was playing with the chairman, Fred Ridley. He's a Florida Gator. He's the one that got us out there. So that was our connection. We were teeing off, and I was as nervous as any golf tournament I've ever been in. And it was like 9:30 on a Sunday morning, and no one cared about what we were doing, but I could barely pull the trigger on the tee. It was crazy.
Fred shot 68.
Wow.
Fred is an absolute stick. You wouldn't believe how good he is.
I know.
Yeah, really good.
What was I going to say? Yeah, no. I can talk all day, Deke.
Yeah,
I'm sorry. I'm going to shut up.
Stay hot, Tori.
Yeah. Eat deuce. Hey, this is a yes or no answer. Is the story about Dre in Mexico involving a golf cart? Was that true? Because your name got brought up in that. Okay.
100% true. Yeah.
Not to plug another podcast, but if people go researching, they can find it.
Yeah, we're in Mazatlan, and it happened for sure.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
All right.
We'll just
JC, Deacon, man,
place.
this has been an absolute treat today. I had fun. It was a blast. I learned a lot. Jealous of all the golf courses you play at. You head coach of a golf team that I wish I could play for and live there. Tori, thanks for setting it up. Rip, I can't take you seriously with the hat on. But JC, yeah, man, this is fun. I appreciate it, and I hope we do.
I love it. Drew, thanks a lot. Anytime, and love hearing the accents, and all the best to you boys. And anytime you want to do it, just let me know.
All right.
thanks,
Take care,
Deke.
JC.
Okay.
Wow.
Cheers, guys.
Thanks, Deeks.